What's going on, y'all? You know who it is. Mr. Warmack, a.k.a. Low Rent, a.k.a. The Ignorant American, a.k.a. The Truth As You Know It, a.k.a. Dirty Business, a.k.a. The Jet Jaguar of YouTube. Hey, what's going on, people? I'm back in the building. Mr. Warmack, a.k.a. Well, you know all the a.k.a.s. I don't have to go in on them. You know, I'm just here. Hold on, let me stretch real quick. Here to give you another one of my diatribes, as I like to say. Hold on, let me adjust this real quick. There we go, back in building, back in business. Don't worry, I ain't gonna take the whole video doing this. There we go. Well, I think I kind of fucked it up, didn't I? Let me go back. Alright. Today we're gonna talk about Brazil. And as you well know, Brazil is hosting the World Cup. Yes, as you can find out, I gotta wait a minute to adjust this camera, so I had to go in because I wasn't going to take the whole video doing that. So, Brazil's hosting the World Cup. And apparently Brazil loves soccer, but they hate their social programs. Let me go in. As I said the last two times, and the third time since you want to be so smart asses, Brazil is hosting the FIFA World Cup. Now, this is the largest sporting event in the world outside of the United States. Everybody and their brother, probably Canada too, but everybody and their brother is into soccer. Your average Brazilian, and it's being held in Brazil, which is, like I said, it's one of the BRIC countries. If you don't know what it is, it's a BRIC country. Look it up. It's Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Look this all up. They just found oil off the coast of Rio. They got large reserves. They use ethanol for gas off of sugarcane. Look all this up and help me out. But to the average Brazilian, they're upset that a lot of their social programs, like I know for a fact, their transit system has received ridiculous hikes because of this. Like they hiked some of their buses and subways. They jacked them up to cover the costs. Like I said, like I said, the average Brazilian's probably can't go to this, and they're saying, well, we gotta pay for it. Why can't we go to this? And even though the money has been spent, Brazil has a lot of, I'm gonna say they have a lot of chops. What they did is they do the same thing everywhere. What they did is, and I'll use a section of Brazil, Copacabana Beach. If you know where Copacabana is, fine. It's not just a Barry Manilow song, but Copacabana Beach, if you look high above it, or if you've been above that, it's the favelas. Like the favelas, or as you would say in America, the quote-unquote the hood. Now in the favela, that's where a lot of the poor people are. They're not. They started off as government shanty towns, but they developed into their own farming system. It's let me tell you, people, it's real in the favela. I can tell you this for a fact. It's real in the favela. But it's its own system. Okay. So what they started doing, they started tearing out some of these houses in the favelas. My Portuguese is rusty, so excuse me. They start tearing down houses in the favela because now it's like how it is here in America. The inner city is starting to become prime real estate because people are starting to move back to the cities and they don't want a long commute. But in Brazil, it's done differently. The favelas are on top of the hills as far as looking down over the city. How can I put this? Imagine Denver. You all know Denver's in the Rocky Mountain Basin. You know what I mean? Imagine if all the hoods in Denver were around the city, looking down towards the city. which makes it a scary fucking thought if you think about it. Somebody, one of the knuckleheads shooting down there and do something, which does happen, by the way. But it's kind of like that. That's how Rio is set up. And like they did, and we're going to the favelas and tearing stuff down, and they're basically either taking land or people are putting money into it. So, and that's another reason people are getting upset, because a lot of people are losing their property. Like I said, it's been done. It's getting done here in the States. So, ain't no difference. But the people were just mad at the fact that a lot of these social programs like schooling, transit, healthcare, education, which I said, medical, the government could have used the money more wisely than what they did. And truth be told, from what I heard, most of the stadiums weren't even ready. So, I don't know. Brazil's starting to have pains and aches like we do or we did. So, I want to stay tuned to this and go Brazil. Peace.
Great guy. He's always on sale.